Hi everybody, welcome back to Hog Studios. Today we are here in Cold Waters with .mod. I will be taking you guys through one of the first campaign missions in the NATO 1984 scenario at the helm of the Narwhal class nuclear attack submarine, which is pretty quiet, pretty capable. It's honestly my favorite submarine to play in the Cold Waters campaigns. And this will be the first in a series of Cold Waters anti-submarine warfare videos where I will go over some tactics and gameplay for both NATO submarines and the surface vessels that are included with .mod. I actually prefer, I think I mentioned in the video, I prefer the surface vessels, but I figured since this started as a submarine game, it would be best to head things off with the Narwhal class. So today's video was actually it was a pretty quick encounter, so I'm just going to get right into it. Okay, so in Cold Waters today, I'm going to be kind of showcasing this one-off design for the Narwhal class nuclear attack submarine. That's a very interesting design for a submarine. It's pretty quiet. You got two wires. So I'm actually not going to do much description of this here. We're just going to accept this campaign and kind of start right here. I'm just going to get into Cold Waters a little bit. We're playing this with .mod, of course. That's just how this game should be played. The developers of this mod have done so much work that it just makes perfect sense. I'm skipping through the campaign menu right now. Basically, we're in a Cold War gone hot scenario, and we'll get our first mission here soon. I'm just going to showcase some of the tactics you can use with the submarines. I might actually prefer surface ship combat in .mod, but we're not going to get into that just yet. Okay, so our tactical situation here. Red Banner Fleet submarines are massing for a big push into the North Atlantic, which is basically just your standard sub hunt. And this, as you can see, is everything added by the mod. This is like the experience of our crew. We're not really going to worry about that. So all our stores and tubes are stocked. This game does not support any allied activity. You are the only NATO vessel in any of the actual battles. Let me see if there's anything I need to move around here. Like, I don't think we need really any Tomahawk missiles, or sorry, the harpoons. So I'm gonna go to 2. I really don't plan on engaging surface ships with this. I want another Moss. And then our Mark 48 wire-guided torpedoes here. These are very useful. And we will load 1 Moss in the tube here. We only have 2 wires anyways. Let's go. Oh, wait, I suppose that's not what I want. Oh, the brief here. Let's review our orders. Okay, we're supposed to patrol Green 311 and sink enemy submarines. So we'll continue on course. So that's all the way up here in the Denmark Strait. We'll go flank speed until we get there, see if we can cut these other submarines off here. This is just the campaign window. So it's a campaign map. So there's our blue sub going up to Green 311. And we'll just kind of wait around here for other contacts. Oh, we got one here. Let's get to an intercept position and then quit moving so we're quiet. All right. So we have new sonar contact. This is bearing 232. And currently our speed is 5 knots. So it's close to 20,000 yards and get right in there.
On sonar, new contact bearing 167, designated Sierra 1.
Okay, so there's our sonar contact on our page right here.
Sonar, new contact bearing 047,
so
designated Sierra 2.
2 sonar contacts right off the bat. This 119 decibels is an incredibly quiet submarine. It's nighttime. Here's our sub. As you can see on the left here, our depth is 50 feet. So let's go ahead and identify our surface vessels right off the bat. I'm going to rig for ultra quiet just to keep us off the sonar scopes of enemy subs out here, and then we'll start the process of identification because we're obviously blind. So I need to figure out what is a surface contact and what is a submerged contact here. So we're going to set up our ESM mast. There it is. So we can see if there are any surface vessels that we're in the detection threshold for. We're not getting any radar returns, so I'm going to put up our radar mast. And we have a confirmed contact here, Master 2.
Sonar, Master 2 is classified as merchant.
So this is a trawler flying a flag here. We're going to go ahead and leave this poor buddy alone. Nobody else here, so let's focus on Sierra 1 right now. Our solution on this contact Sierra 1 is about 55%, so the range indicator may or may not really be that accurate. Let's lower our masts. Check our conditions here. 81 decibels ambient noise. That's fairly quiet. There's a very strong duct, a moderate layer at 293 feet. So the first thing I want to do is change our course. I kind of want to get into this guy's baffles. We've already got a direction for him here, so let's head 100. We're going to do this very slowly. And I may cut to our next step because this is a very, very long, drawn-out scenario here. Let's check signature. So now I want to go about identifying this guy. We got a 68% solution. That's pretty good. He's a submerged contact. Let's cycle through our known. So our own ship. This is how well we can pick up his sonar signature, and since I don't have him classified as a contact down here, we don't know how well he can hear us. Let's go ahead and cycle through these known signatures and see if anything jumps out at us. I'm actually going to go with this. The Tango. I believe that's a diesel electric. So let's just go, let's see if there's anything else that kind of jumps out. It's a really faded signature with these last two. This really could be anything. Either a Tango.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as submerged.
I had it right the first time. So we have a 95% solution on him right now. He's 10,000 yards away. And so what we can do here is, see down here on the contact, if he goes active, that means, you know, he'll get an 8 decibel return, I believe, on us. And I think we start to show up on the screen at 10. So he's not active right now. We can see him now because he's got a 95% solution. His... where is he? He's below the layer. So he must be making a lot of noise because we can hear him, and he's at going to 600 feet. So let's see if we can match his depth. I'm going to set our depth to 600.
Make depth 600 feet, dive by.
And let's see. So he's actually heading away from us. So this is good. So let's see if we can maneuver into his baffles. I actually might be able to just fire right now. Hang on. That's probably the best idea because if there are others, we probably would have picked them up. If we fire, let me see. He shouldn't be able to hear us. So let's get tube 1. I want it passive. We're looking for a submarine right now. I don't know if this will take more than one hit. So let's just go. Let's see, he's here. There's a wire-guided torpedo, so I'm going to launch a tube here and see if he reacts to it. Let's get on our ship here.
Shoot tube 1, aye sir.
So there's our Mark 48. So if our passive signature, hang on, where is he at? Climbs to like a -9, then we would show up as a blip. He'd get a launch transient because the launch signature adds 20 decibels to your current sound profile. which I'm not sure how realistic that is. But this is a wire-guided torp, and we can control the point in which it goes active. Let's actually do something like this. There we go. Okay, he's changing course right now. Or maybe he's changing speed. He's dropping his speed. So we may actually lose this contact. How loud is this sub? It's listed as very quiet, which means the narwhal must have a very good sonar suite. I'm used to using surface vessels. So let me just go ahead and see if anything happens between now and when this is actually in range.
Dive at 600 feet. Dive by.
Okay, he's changing position a little bit. I'm now going to move the torpedo so it's directly in his baffles. We'll just drive this right up his tailpipe. It might take more than one torpedo to sink this. I'm not sure. I haven't played the subs in a while. But yeah, this is his boat right now. 622 feet. If we go to our depth, we're at 600 feet, so we're pretty much co-depth with this guy. And we have a towed array, have not deployed it yet. So far, we haven't really needed it. And then our torpedo is well on its way to seeking this guy out. It's still attached to the wire. And they've got a pretty good range on them here. So I should be able to guide this all the way into the target if I need to. The benefit of that really being he can deploy noisemakers, right, that will confuse our torpedo. If it's attached to the wire, we have a much more advanced sonar suite on our boat. So we know what the noisemakers are and what's actually the submarine profile, and so we can guide this all the way into the target if it gets decoyed and we still have the wire attached. Otherwise, this torpedo still has a search function that will allow it to keep going in circles around him and reacquiring until he runs out of noisemakers or makes a wrong turn, that kind of thing. So there, as long as it's within range, we'll be fine if the wire breaks. But let's go ahead and speed time up a little bit. I'm gonna move this closer. He's going the other way, and he's sped up to 15 knots. Not sure if he knows that this is coming or not. This is dramatically sped up. I'm using the time skip function. Okay. Ooh, okay, we've lost him now. So, hang on. We're done skipping time. This is a false read. He's not actually over here. We know this because his trail is still here. I'm going to have this torpedo go active to see if we can kind of catch him, get a good return on the weapon. We're still guiding it, but it's using active sonar supposedly. Let me see. Oh, there we go.
Weapon acquired.
So I had to manually activate it. That just sets the sonar setting. Okay. So he's acquiring right now. We can hear his the return on this. And there we go. So we've got a good picture on him now. I'm still going to guide this in because we have not, I don't think we've broken the wire. But,
Sonar, noisemaker bearing.
okay, so we can see a noisemaker there. The torpedo is going the noisemaker. So let's steer this down. See if it can acquire this. No! Okay, we've lost our solution on him, so it's going to go into its search pattern now. There we go. It's picking him up again. I can't see him. Maybe if I deploy the towed array, that'll make this easier. So our sub now has a towed sonar array coming out here, which will remain undamaged up to like 15 knots. Oh no, we've lost him. He's not down here. I think the torpedo will pick him up, though. He's the only threat in the area. Should acquire him down here somewhere. Huh.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
There he is. Okay, I just sped it up a little bit. And it's going in, and we can see him again. So,
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 192.
it's going for the noisemaker, but we're not going to let that happen.
Con sonar, lost contact.
Boom.
01, last bearing 192. Contact breaking up.
So we can guide that in because we've got a better picture of him than the small little sweet on the torpedo. And it only took one to sink that. So here we are. Little narwhal, completely undetected. I'm going to reload our torpedo tube, which releases the ship from ultra quiet, which is totally fine because there was just one threat there. And that was just a quick, short, little, engagement. We stayed at 600 the whole time. We really didn't adjust our course. Now, they can get a lot more hairy than that, and they certainly do as surface vessels. I love playing as the surface ships in the anti-sub mode, anti-submarine warfare in this game, because it's just a lot more interesting. Now, going as a lone attack sub is a lot more realistic because you won't really see surface vessels by themselves against such crazy odds as you'll find in the campaign
Torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
here, but you know, it works. All right, so we'll see if we can pick up any more interesting contacts for the remainder of this campaign. This was kind of a short little introduction, and I bet you that one little diesel electric sub was not our priority contact. So let's go ahead. No vessels nearby, no weapons. We can leave combat. We sunk one enemy Tango submarine for 3,800 tons. We have these stores remaining. Our crew proficiency has increased. Excellent results. This was not our mission objective. So yeah, further on down the line, we will get a lot more into some submarine tactics. I'm sure we'll see me mess up quite a bit. If this kind of thing is interesting, stick around. I'll put this up whether it's interesting or not. And I'm just doing this to kind of showcase some of the submarine tactics. What I'm really interested in is the against all odds surface vessel matchups, you know, in a situation where maybe you're outclassed, outranked, you should not be a solo destroyer in the middle of the North Atlantic, but perform capably nonetheless. All right, so I'll see you guys next time.